Saru, Nyanu onnum chettilla. Dayivayi enne vishwasikku. Nyanu onnum chettilla. You think I would beg you like this? Oh my god, he is brilliant. He is a genius. Namakku avani tolpikkan kaililla. One of the most beloved characters of all time is Georgekutty. Why? Because he represents 95% of the men in India. A simple middle class man who will go to any lengths to protect his family. He not only protects, but he also outwits the police every single time they try to frame him in both the previous parts. In Drishyam 1, this family had to unintentionally kill this boy who was harassing them, and by the end, they successfully escaped the police. In Drishyam 2, they focused a bit more on the psychological effects of the first part, the guilt and shame that Georgekutty carries in his heart for the boy's parents. In Drishyam 3, all the people that he hurt in the process of saving his family try to get back at him. Basically, all the harmless pawns that he used for his benefit are now against him. I don't know how many of you watched this show called Barry, but in the first 2 seasons, the lead character just goes on a killing spree, killing so many people. And in season 3, all the people that he killed, their families try to get back at him. Drishyam 3 is sort of similar. Not only characters with personal agendas, but also the media, the bloody journalists also try to hunt down Georgekutty. I admire how the story develops for this family of 4. The elder daughter is trying to get married, but her proposals keep getting rejected because the groom's family fears that she may be a murderer. Not only that, but who do they trust and become friends with after what happened in part 2? Remember this couple who pretended to be nice neighbors, but actually were spies. So who do they trust? Who are their actual friends and enemies? 6-7. Drishyam 3 begins with Georgekutty releasing a movie which is based on their family's life. The movie is a blockbuster and he becomes rich. Now imagine what must be going through to the boy's parents. Their parents must be wondering, this family killed my son and now they're making a movie out of it and also raking in millions. To be honest, this was a low from Georgekutty's character. Before I get further into the story, the names of many characters from this movie are quite confusing. There is George, John, Joe, Thomas, Joji, Jija, Jaja. Anyways, at one point it was quite hard to keep up. There is a lot of backstabbing in this movie. You don't know who is on whose side. From an audience perspective, that is good because you keep questioning this character. Okay, can I trust this guy? Because I don't know if he's on Georgekutty's or the police side. So through this aspect, the movie kept the audience very engaged. There is no dialogue or scene that is wasted in this franchise. What you think is a very normal and a simple scene, but when the climax comes, you see, oh my god, damn, that's why they spoke about it. The lines of morality in part 3 is blurred. Characters go to extreme lengths to get what they want, and that includes the good people in this movie. I like how the director is bringing out the bad from the good people. By the second half, it becomes a psychological game where Georgekutty and the police are trying to outsmart each other. I don't feel good saying it, but I was a bit let down by the climax this time. Look, what is the main strength of this franchise? Why do people love the part 1 and part 2 so much? It is because in the climax, Georgekutty so smartly escapes the police by fooling everyone, including the audience. The writing in the previous climaxes was so tight that they never gave you a chance to question the loopholes in Georgekutty's plans. In fact, Georgekutty himself said how luck plays a big factor in him to succeed. But it seems like they overstretched on this luck factor. The climax in this part does not give you as much high as it did in the previous 2 parts. The strength of the climax is always how he is 2 steps ahead of the police. But over here, it feels like he was being a hero, saving his family physically rather than outwitting them. It was not boring or such, it was still enjoyable, but it's just not up to the standards of the previous 2 climaxes. That being said, the climax still generated whistles and claps, and for a movie which does not have any action, that is a commendable thing to achieve. But I love Georgekutty so much that he actually teaches you some life lessons. So here are 4 life lessons that you can learn from Georgekutty. Lesson number 1. He always helps people around him. So whenever he needs help, they stand by him and are loyal to him. So my friends, always help those around you. You never know who you might need later in life. Lesson number 2. He always plans for every problem in advance. So my friends, always plan for every problem so that when it arrives, you can tackle it. Lesson number 3. Georgekutty never underestimates anyone. So my friends, never underestimate anyone because you never know who can come and screw you. Lesson number 4. Always chase your dreams regardless of the hurdles that life brings. Georgekutty has to protect his family and also he ends up making movies. So if he can do it, so can you. So in my rating scale, from dry to aroused to horny to orgasmic to multiple orgasms, Drishyam 3 made me horny.
Oh yeah.
Like cheyu, comment cheyu, subscribe cheyu. Ningal ellavarum enakku vallare ishtamano. Basically, I'm saying I just love you.